Hello everyone, it is me, Dr. Laserbeam, and this is League of Legends 101, where I go over certain parts of the game, League of Legends. Today we'll be going over how to play Sona, the Maven of Strings, or as I like to call her, the Bass Dropper. Sona is an AP squishy support that has a jack of all trades. She is good at just about everything, including healing, poking, speed boost, and peeling, but a master of none. Pros to Sona are she has great poke, great sustain, very flexible, good laning phase, strong engage, and works well with any ADC. Cons to Sona are she's squishy as hell, only good CC is her ult, and her skills cannot be controlled. Sona works well with just about any ADC. There's literally no ADC Sona can't work well with. Like I said, she is a very flexible support and any ADC can work well with Sona. Sona is strong against ADCs that have short range or lack a good early game, such as Vayne, Twitch, Ezreal, and Kalista. Sona is strong against supports that are usually used for poke or don't have really much sustain, such as Janna, Lulu, Morgana, and Alistar. Sona is weak against ADCs that have long range or a lot of CC, such as Misfortune, Draven, Caitlyn, and Jinx. Sona is weak against supports that have high defensive or good kill potential, such as Leona, Blitzcrank, Thresh, and Zyra. For Sona's runes, I suggest getting ability power runes and cooldown runes if your planned build provides little to no cooldown. However, if you go up against a hard lane, more defensive runes should be used, such as armor and magic resist. For Sona's masteries, I suggest getting most of your points into utility while also putting some points into offense. The first thing you should get as Sona would be a spell thief's edge, health pots, and a warding totem. The only must-have items on Sona would be the Ruby Sightstone and any type of mana regen item. If you plan on being aggressive, items to consider would be Ionian Boots of Lucidity, Lynchbane, Ardian Sensor, and Rabadon's Death Cap. If you plan on being defensive, items to consider would be Boots of Mobility, Mikhail's Crucible, the Twin Shadows, and Zhonya's Hourglass. Your build should be focused on utility, mana regen, and ability power. Now it's on to Sona's abilities. First we shall look at her passive, which is Power Chord. After 3 abilities are used by Sona, with the exception of her ult, her next basic attack will deal the basic attack damage, 20% of Sona's AP and magic damage, and add an extra effect depending on her last ability. If it was her Q, she deals 40% extra AP magic damage. If it was her W, she reduces her target's damage output by 20%, and if it was her E, then she just slows them down. This ability is good for many reasons, obviously, and can be used to your advantage. If you see a jungler coming and the enemy ADC and support is charging you, you can use your E to slow him down, allowing you to escape. If you're in a fight, using your W and then passive can let you get a better trade, and if you just want to poke, using your Q will help you deal some extra damage. Overall, Sona's passive is just a little effect that helps you get the game in your favor. Next we have Sona's Q, which is Hymn of Valor. Sona shoots out crappy songs from Justin Bieber, Lil Wayne, and One Direction at the 2 nearest enemies near Sona, dealing magic damage to the targets, and releases an aura of music around her, allowing her fellow allies around her to deal magic damage along with their basic attack. This is generally used to poke your enemies and for pushing with the aura. This is a very aggressive ability that is good for zoning out your opponent and getting gold for yourself, considering that you have the Spell Thief's Edge. Now onto Sona's W, which is Aura of Perseverance. Sona blasts the GB staying alive, inspiring nearby allies, allowing them to regain health, and giving them a shield if they're in her aura. The healing is also increased based on how low the target is also. This is Sona's great sustain at work. Not only does this give her a shield to both her and her allies, but also heals them, allowing you to cancel poke and keeping you both in lane for a long time. Now onto Sona's E, which is Song of Celerity. Sona shoots smooth jazz, increasing her speed and setting out an R that for allies were to go into increases their speed as well. If you couldn't tell by now, Sona has a pretty basic kit, as well as a self-explanatory one. Basically, just use this ability to speed you and your team up when you see some booty you want, or if they are coming after your own booty, speed yourself up away from them. Also, if you're going in for the booty and got your passive up, slowing your enemy by using your passive and then using your E will make it hard for your target to get away. Last we have Crescendo, which is Sona's ult. Sona shoots out Uptown Funk, which causes anybody in her path to stop what they are doing and dance. Also, it has a passive which increases Sona's R's and buffs. This ult is great for engaging a team fight with, since it has the potential to make the entire enemy team unable to do crap as you beat the crap out of them with your team. This is one of the best support ults around and has the power to turn any tide of the battle into your favor. Now it's time to talk about the laning phases for Sona. First, I shall go over early game. Always start with your Q and get your passive ready at base, similar to how Annie does if you played her before. If you're acting aggressive, take control of the bush, but never try this if you're up against a counter unless it's clear they are scared of you or have no idea what they're doing. Try to poke as much as possible even if you play defensive, since Sona's early game is very strong. Make sure you manage your mana however, such as only using your heal when your ADC is about to get hit by attack. Your shield will cover the damage and heal will do its job. Make sure to ward when possible, and overall just make sure your ADC is safe by poking and of course zoning, unless, as I said before, you're being hard countered. Your ultimate goal, however, is to make sure your silly ADC doesn't go around killing himself. For Sona's mid game, it is very similar to your early game, just with a few more goals attached. Like before, make sure your ADC is alive and stick by them. If you have a mana regen item, use it to spam your Q, and if not, shame on you and buy yourself one ASAP. Make sure to ward Dragon and Baron, and make sure to stay in the back of your team to avoid being killed since you are very squishy. For Sona's late game, ward Dragon and Baron at all times and stick with your ADC or APC. Make sure to try to stick with the team as much as you can and peel for both your carries. Also, make sure to hit your ult. That can be a lifesaver in a lot of situations. Your ult is actually better as an engage and disengage, so keep that in mind when you go forth in team fights. For spells, I suggest Flash plus Exhaust, Flash plus Ignite, or Flash plus Heal. This has been League of Legends 101. Let me know if you found this guide to be helpful, and for all you Sona players out there, let's beg our friends for that DJ Sona skin.